Okay, so one of the questions I often get inside golf lessons is about the grip. So if someone is experiencing inconsistency, the normal things that they want to check on is, am I standing correctly to the golf ball? Am I aligned correctly? And is my grip correct? Now, the grip is a preferential thing, okay? So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to really talk about what the important thing you want to do when it comes to the grip and a couple of things that you want to basically really avoid. So when your lead hand goes on the club, it's obviously going to go on first. Okay, so your lead hand will come in and it will basically rotate clockwise for a right-handed golfer, and then you'll position the club in the fingers. You'll rotate it however much you want, and that's absolutely fine. But what I would say is when you position this hand on, you don't want to do it in the same manner. Okay, so you don't want to place the right hand kind of on top of the club so that the right arm is straight, because if you set up like this, I personally think it becomes very difficult to do the takeaway movement correctly. So my advice to a lot of golfers is the movement that you need to learn to master inside the golf swing is what is known as an external rotation. And an external rotation is the movement I'm demonstrating here. Now, personally, I advocate this movement to happen sooner rather than later. It doesn't make much sense to me because it needs to exist inside pitching and even chipping. So what I tend to encourage students to do is inside the setup position, never hold the club like so. What you want to do is start with a little bit more sort of an external position. And that just basically means, see the way my upper arm is nice and connected to the side of my body as I place the fingers on the club now, like so. Okay, so that upper arm is now nice and connected. And then from there, it becomes much easier to do that takeaway backswing position. The last thing that I'd say in terms of when it is a grip fault is either if it's the club face is ill-aligned, particularly if it's lined towards the left-hand side, okay, or if the thumbs are not on the opposite sides of the club. So my left thumb is down the right-hand side of the handle, my right thumb is down the left-hand side of the handle. If my right thumb was to be positioned down the right-hand side of the handle, this would then do things like close the club face. Because your thumbs are strong, they can manipulate the club face very easily, and I see that a lot. Golfers do things like they start with the club face closed, or they grip the club and the thumbs too much towards the sort of trail side, and then you're forced to sort of lean back to try and hit it straight. It does obviously make the swing way, way harder. See you soon.